Rejoice because this episode of Fairy Tail had nothing but tits. More tits than you can think about. Glorious tits, small tits, big tits, the weirdest things, drunken tits, and just every other one you can get. Pretty much for this whole episode of Fairy Tail, it was like, yeah. Everything I just said was pretty much the whole gist of it. It was just this whole ball one. You're seeing all the girls talk about that. And surprisingly, it wasn't even that ones that you get see from like the OVA, like fucking Ryuzetsu Island, no crazy stuff like that. But it was just like, yeah, pretty much we've wrapped up with everything. This is like several days after the whole Dragon War. And pretty much just seeing like how everyone feels and everyone's just having a blast, chilling. Like it was kind of nice to see, Kagura kind of opening up to Urza, saying like, "I want to treat you as, like a, like as you're a big sister or something like that. I think you like, I see you as your big sister," and I'm like, "Oh, that's like adorable." It's like Urza's just like absolutely just awe, like she's shocked and awe, just like, "Oh my god, she's so adorable." Just like hugs her. I love how Kagura just like later on just says "fuck it" to everything and just starts getting into it. Can I mine? I love you. Like it was just weird as fuck. Like just seeing that, and it's like. Not even to mention as well, we got to see, a little confirmation between a bit of Levi and Gajio. That was, like, really nice. Like, I really liked that the little filler bits they did in this episode. Like, that was never shown in the manga. Seeing this chapter, like, it was, like, a surprising, this is an actual chapter in Fairy Tail. That this is, like, an actual thing in there and that they never had. And it was just a nice little hint between, Gargiel and Levi and saying how much she was really worried for him, and Gargiel still don't get the fucking hint at the end of the day. It's like, honestly, the guys in Fairy Tail don't get the fucking hints that the girls like them. It's like, seriously. It was like a nice little thing they added. Not to mention as well, when you see like Miliana still upset about everything, I was like, oh my god, Urza trying to putting 3 cats in her tits. And she's like, maybe 1 cat can. And she's like, oh, kitty cat. It's like, no. And she's just like going deeper and deeper. It's like, fuck, like, are they like the TARDIS or something like that? Is it just like this, like they're huge? I mean, they're huge already, but it's like, is there more under there? Damn, like, if Hero did hentai. Anyway, let's continue on with the actual video like that. So yeah, everyone was pretty much forgiving each other. It was like, even Hisui was like, apparently knew like Lucy's father, which was a kind of cool thing to notice as well. Natsu was just a bit. Natsu probably had one of the most funniest parts of this episode, where he just pretty much goes in, takes the crown and everything, and he's like, fuck yeah, I'm the king. Takes the crown, he's like, oh, kneel before me, my peasants, like that. I was like, Natsu, really? Bro, like, really, you going in? Hell, you even had fucking, like, good old fucking, like, Juvia as well, trying to hit that shit as well with Grey, like, oh, Grey, I'm 2.0 now, and it's like, Juvia, you looked adorable, you will always be my waifu, but unfortunately, why must you go with this shitty fucking person, Grey? Honestly, fuck him. It's like, and I liked as well in this episode, you saw like, you can have everyone like fighting over her, saying like, no, she's going to join our guild, or no, she's part of our guild, because, Sting and Rogue, which by the way, fuck them, they're still assholes, like, you see them just there, like, saying like, we want to reform Sabretooth, saying like, we want to like, get it all back together again, and we want you back in there. I know it's a very hard thing to ask, but it was nice just to even see that they consider, they want it back and all that, after everything that's happened. It was like, yeah, like, pretty crazy, and she was like crying, and she showed like, how appreciative, like, how everyone is, and pretty much how the episode ends. It's just like, yo, they have a blast, they have a good time, that's all they pretty much want out of this thing. And it's like, I mean, overall, was you really expecting much from this episode? I'm sure, like, the manga readers weren't expecting, like, this episode to be mind-blowing. I think, as well, people for this episode wasn't expecting anything huge. It was like, it was a laugh, it was fun, like that, it had me good, it was like that, but if I'm putting my actual review ahead on this, was like, it felt mainly fillerish, really. It was just like, oh, I guess these little bits here and there are wrapping up, and it's like, yeah, this is pretty much, in the end of the day, we find out all the guilds united as one, friend, and everyone became friends and stuff like that, and, everything's put aside, everyone's put aside their differences and stuff like that, and people are moving on with their lives, pretty much. That just shows that. I'm going to give this one like a 5. It was average at best, like that. Nothing too special, nothing too... Pretty much, it didn't do anything too bad. There wasn't a bit of this episode I was bored. I normally got a little chuckle here and there. There was, one or two, 3, like, serious moments, but the rest of it was just like... It was just weird, like, how the episode ends, saying, like, you're going to put a fucking cat on your head, or, like, well, one of those fucking pumpkin things like that, like, going Cabo, but... Yeah, I'll give it like a 5 to a 4.5. It was like, it was alright, like that. It wasn't anything too special. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below what you thought about this Fairy Tail episode. But that's all from me. I want to say thank you very much for watching as always. And I'll see you guys next time. And stay alive, panda people.